Hey guys, welcome to another voice blog. This is breathing. So, why is it taking me so long to do a breathing video? Mostly because, generally speaking, it doesn't really take that much work to figure out. And in terms of just skills, vocal skills, we're talking about, practical skills that you develop over time. Breathing is something that generally doesn't take long. It might be that you've got to work on it here and there, but generally speaking, coordinating the muscles in here is the skill part of singing. It's the part that takes time. It's the part that takes drilling in those scales and working at those fundamentals to really master. Regardless though, I'm aware that this is a topic that gets searched a lot. People want to know about it, so I want to give my perspective. So the first thing I want to talk about is, why is this tricky? Why is the breathing thing a big question mark? Not just with beginning singers, but amongst coaches. There are like many different ideas about the correct way to breathe and all this stuff. And I might do that again in this video, depending on the point I'm trying to get across. But I feel like one of the main reasons it's confusing for people is that, unlike many other muscles in the body, like take your arm for instance, if I don't move my arm consciously, it doesn't do anything. Until I consciously, and my intent is to do this motion, nothing happens to my arm. Now, conversely, I don't have to think or have any intent to beat my heart. The heart beats automatically. Now, those two things make sense. However, the diaphragm's a bit different, because if I'm not consciously moving the diaphragm with intent, it will beat or it will breathe automatically. When I'm breathing during this video, I'm not consciously coordinating those muscles. I'm not consciously dropping the diaphragm and letting it come back up again. So, that being said, however, it's unlike the heart in the sense that if I attempt to consciously control the diaphragm or consciously control my breathing, I'm able to. So it's actually a kind of combination of things. It is a muscle that works unconsciously when we're not doing anything, but it works consciously when we intently try and manipulate it. So this makes it tricky, because then the question comes up, well, when we sing, should we be intently coordinating the diaphragm, or should we be letting it do the work on its own, just like day to day when we're not thinking about breathing? And it's a good question. So just to prove this, you'll be very aware that when you're talking and doing things day to day, you aren't thinking about breathing, so it obviously works on its own without you doing anything. However, even something as simple as just holding your breath, that won't just happen automatically. You have to consciously intend for that to happen. Or say, for example, I wanted to blow out a candle. Again, I'm going to have to use conscious intent. I'm going to have to make that happen. It wouldn't just happen automatically. So, when we sing, what is the right kind of breath to use? Which is the point we need to get to. I would say that whilst there is going to be some conscious coordinating of the diaphragm, in terms of basics, when you're thinking about, right, the first sounds I'm going to make with my voice each day, the type of breath you want to be using is what I would call a natural breath, or a panic-free breath, a stressless breath. Now, the way to learn this, I would say, is actually to do what I would call something that's kind of subconscious practice, is the best way I could describe it. So the best way to find it is to do something where you're completely calm and you aren't thinking about your breathing. So, for example, just lie down in bed and read a book or something like that. Now, if you do this and just not think about your breathing, but then catch yourself every now and again, notice how you're breathing. That calm, subconscious, open kind of breathing that comes lower down is the kind of breathing that you want to be doing when you sing, primarily. Now, why would that kind of breathing change? Well, what tends to happen is when people start to breathe correctly and anticipate their breathing, they often go into a different kind of mindset. They go into a kind of stressful or a judgmental or a kind of mindset where they're self-conscious. And because of that, they start to get a little bit anxious. And they start to breathe from that kind of place that is more like the kind of place you'd breathe naturally if you are engaging something called the fight or flight mechanism, or basically when we panic we have to choose. There is reactions that come basically from our more animal side that basically feels like it's in danger. That kind of breathing is fast and it's shallow. So we want to always try and, predominantly, when we're singing, we have to be in a calm, relaxed, open state of mind. And that's going to lead us to the correct kind of breathing. If we're in an anxious, with stressed, or in a kind of frame of mind where we feel like we've been judged, we're going to start to get more towards the wrong kind of breathing that we don't want. So really, like, correct breathing in singing, I would relate more to your state of mind and the kind of mindset or headspace you're in when you approach just singing a basic line than it is about learning to breathe correctly. Now, as you get more into calm, easy, free breathing, and you start to notice it from that subconscious place I talked about, i.e. lying down in bed or just sitting down in a chair daydreaming in the sun for half an hour, just calm, not thinking about breathing from the sense of doing it correctly. Once you're in that state of mind, then you can really start to feel what it's like to just be singing well, because when you're singing well, you're constantly in that state of mind. Poor singing is in a stressful, panicked state, basically. And I know what it feels like, it's horrible. Great singing is in a calm, easy, relaxed place. So, a lot of this is about the kind of headspace you're able to consistently be in when you're using your voice. And if you want to find the right kind of breathing, you've got to start working towards being calm and easy and relaxed. It's easier said than done, especially when you're in front of a crowd. You've got one shot to hit that song well, and if it goes wrong, there's no going back. It's not like in your bedroom where you can rehearse the same line 50 times before it's correct. You've only got one shot on the stage. Now, under that kind of pressure, it's pretty hard to stay calm, and it's going to take work and experience. And the kind of work you need to be doing is drilling in those fundamentals or scales, basically doing simple motions over and over again in your practice, so that when you're in that high pressure environment, you're able to set the pressures of the situation aside and just go back to those basics and that calm, easy approach. You've got to stay in that headspace even when there's chaos all around you. You've got to stay in that correct headspace. So I kind of got away from breathing a bit here, but basically when you're calm, you're breathing deep and you are allowing your body to be in that correct headspace, rather than that kind of headspace, you're going to be much better, in a much better position to breathe correctly and to set up each vocal line with the right amount of breath. Yeah, that's about all I got on breathing for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.